Let's take a journey through time, where glamour and nostalgia intertwine. These captivating images capture the essence of old Hollywood's golden age. But here's the catch. These photographs have never seen the light of editing. From enchanting portraits to candid moments captured on set, here are 60 unedited photos from the old Hollywood that need your attention. Number 60. Stevie Ray Vaughan was still figuring things out in 1979. In 1979, Stevie Ray Vaughan faced a tumultuous year. As he worked on forming his lifelong backing trio, he garnered critical acclaim playing in Austin. However, he was arrested for drug possession, a setback that disappointed Muddy Waters, with whom he was scheduled to perform that same night. Number 59. Eric Burdon, Stu Leithwood, Keith Ellis, Roy Wood, Jimi Hendrix, Noel Redding, Carl Wayne, John Mayall, Steve Winwood, Trevor Burton, and Roy Morris hanging out in Zurich, Switzerland, 1968. In Zurich, after Jimi Hendrix and his band opened for John Mayall's Blues Breakers, a riot erupted among the fans as they headed toward the train station. Police had to use rubber bullets and water cannons to disperse the crowd. Number 58. Even Angelina Jolie felt out of place in high school. Even Angelina Jolie, known for her stunning looks, made unconventional fashion choices during her high school days. Initially attending Beverly Hills High School, she felt out of place amidst the wealthy students. Number 57. Tim Conway, Flip Wilson, and Burt Reynolds doing a skit on The Flip Wilson Show in 1971. The Flip Wilson Show was a groundbreaking TV series during the groovy era. Wilson's popularity allowed him to bring on big stars, showcasing his influence. The show dominated ratings for its first 2 seasons and received multiple awards, including 2 Emmys during its 4-season run. Number 56. Sophia Loren on a terrace by the Canal Grande in Venice, 1955. Sophia Loren, a renowned actress of classical Hollywood cinema, captivated audiences with her beauty, style, and irresistible charm. Her presence on screen and in photos is truly mesmerizing. While many attribute her allure to her star power, Loren believes it's all about her attitude. Number 55. There was no script for Viva Las Vegas when Anne Margaret and Elvis got started. 1964. Viva Las Vegas, considered one of Elvis's most iconic movies, almost took a different path. The director, George Sidney, revealed that there wasn't even a story in place when Elvis and Anne Margaret signed on. Originally set in the Middle East, they later decided to shift the action to the vibrant city of Las Vegas. Number 54. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz outside Desilu Studios in 1960, the year of their divorce. Desilu Studios, founded in 1950, provided Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz a platform on which to create and profit from their own shows. Despite their divorce in 1960, they remained business partners at the studio for almost 3 more years. Number 53. Clint Eastwood and Clyde, Manus, the orangutan, staying busy on the set of Every Which Way But Loose, 1978. Clint Eastwood starred alongside Manus, a beer-drinking orangutan, in the comedy Every Which Way But Loose. Despite the challenges of working with an animal, they made a great comedy duo. Number 52. A young Steven Seagal, a 7th Dan black belt in Aikido. Before becoming an action star and lawman, Steven Seagal was a renowned martial artist, teaching and practicing Aikido in California. He ventured to Japan to advance his training, opening a dojo in Osaka with his ex-wife and her family. Number 51. Burt Reynolds wasn't confident in his acting abilities when he filmed The Longest Yard, 1974. Burt Reynolds, an icon of 1970s American popular culture, was admired by many cinephiles for his charm and charisma. He had a unique ability to make audiences feel at ease and ensure they would have a delightful experience. Number 50. Don Knotts, right, and Tim Conway, left, Had a blast working with the kids in The Apple Dumpling Gang, 1975. The Apple Dumpling Gang, a beloved children's classic, is a movie that holds nostalgic memories for many. It features the hilarious antics of Don Knotts and Tim Conway, who left kids laughing at their absurdities. Number 49. Sharon Stone showing some leg in 1983. Sharon Stone, once a lesser-known actress, initially focused on television roles in the early 80s, including appearances on shows like Remington Steele, The New Mike Hammer, and Magnum P.I. Primarily cast as damsels in distress or femme fatales, she later made a remarkable transition to starring in major films. Number 48. Robert Fuller, Julie London, and Bobby Troup on Emergency. Emergency was a groundbreaking TV series that depicted the challenging work of paramedics, police, and firefighters in saving lives. It paved the way for the realistic portrayal of emergency services on television and inspired the municipal services genre that continues today. Number 47. Demi Moore in 1981, the same year she posed for Oui. Oui magazine, often considered the French counterpart of Playboy, was originally called Louis before being acquired and transformed by Playboy. Prior to her acting career, Demi worked as a pinup model for the elite modeling agency and posed nude for Oui in 1981. Number 46. Punk rock blondie Debbie Harry back in the 70s. Debbie Harry, the iconic singer of Blondie, stood out as a true rock star amidst the colorful characters of 1970s New York City. With her striking looks and captivating voice, she led the band to success, particularly with the breakthrough album Parallel Lines in 1978. Number 45. The sultry Brigitte Anne-Marie Bardot back in the 50s. Brigitte Bardot, a prominent it girl of the 1950s, preferred filming in her native France due to her familiarity with the country and its people. But while filming Les Bouches du Clair de Lune, The Night Heaven Fell, in Spain, she initially felt miserable until she discovered the joys of sangria and flamenco dancing. Number 44. Who remembers the movie Little Shop of Horrors, 1986? The 1986 remake of Little Shop of Horrors holds a special charm, despite its slick and commercial feel. While satirical, the original ending was deemed too depressing and was altered. Director Frank Oz initially envisioned Seymour being devoured and an army of Audrey IIs destroying humanity. However, a happier ending was filmed to please test audiences. The alternate ending offers a glimpse of what could have been. Number 43. Soundgarden's singer and rhythm guitarist Chris Cornell, 1989. Chris Cornell's untimely death in 2017 devastated music fans who found solace in his soulful voice and poetic lyrics. In 1989, as Soundgarden rose to fame, the band faced constant comparisons to Led Zeppelin, which bothered some. However, Cornell had a sense of humor about the situation. Number 42. Stevie Nicks, 1976. Stevie Nicks, known for her romantic entanglements, has been involved with various rock stars, including members of her own band, Two Eagles, and even attempting to pursue Tom Petty. She openly shares her personal experiences through her music. Number 41. Ozzy, Sharon, Amy, Jack, and Kelly Osbourne in a sweet family photo. 1986. By 1986, Ozzy had fully cemented his legacy as the finest madman of rock and roll. He bit the head off a dove and a bat. He might have had rabies, and he was 4 years removed from peeing on the Alamo. Life was good. Number 40. Who remembers this ad from the 1970s? Columbia Records introduced the Columbia House brand in the early 1970s. Columbia House Records, the iconic scheme that kept young people stocked with music formats like 8-tracks, cassettes, and CDs for decades. In the 70s, they lured customers with an incredible offer of over a dozen albums for just $1. Although they didn't profit from the dollar, they made a fortune through a practice called negative billing. Number 39. Princess Diana dances with an uncomfortable Clint Eastwood at the White House in 1985. What could they be discussing? Besides sharing the White House, they have little in common. People magazine reported that Nancy Reagan personally invited Tom Selleck, Neil Diamond, Clint Eastwood, and John Travolta, with the intention of having them each dance with the princess. Number 38. Nancy Kwan took over the lead role in The World of Susie Wong after 5 weeks of filming. 1960. Replacing a lead actor mid-production is a tough task, especially after weeks of filming. In the case of The World of Susie Wong, Nancy Kwan was brought in to replace Francais Noir and reshoot all of her scenes. Number 37. If you've seen one 40-foot-tall purple gorilla, you've seen them all. Grape Ape appeared on the Saturday morning cartoon The Great Grape Ape Show in 1975. Hanna-Barbera is known for creating eccentric cartoon characters. They have a group of cool teenagers who solve mysteries with their dog, and they even introduced a 40-foot purple ape on Saturday mornings, making it surprisingly entertaining. The show centered around Grape Ape and his regular-sized dog friend, Beagle. Number 36. Tina Louise as Ginger Grant in the television sitcom Gilligan's Island. The timeless question, Ginger or Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island? Right now, we're leaning towards Ginger. She was the lively soul of the party, especially when the professor's coconut radio worked. Being an actress on Broadway prior to the show, Louise nailed the role effortlessly. Number 35. Marilyn Monroe sitting in the shade on the set of the film Some Like It Hot, 1959. Some Like It Hot, a comedy ahead of its time, would face challenges if made today. It features two jazz musicians disguising themselves as women to escape the mob, with one of them exploiting his connection with Marilyn Monroe. Despite its non-PC themes, it remains one of the funniest films ever made. Number 34. Kim Basinger in the Bond film Never Say Never Again, 1983. Basinger suggested other girls for the role in the casting session. Kim Basinger, mainly a model, had limited film experience before appearing in Never Say Never Again. Despite her doubts, she immersed herself in Bond knowledge before the meeting. Number 33. Maxwell Smart, Don Adams, and Agent 99, Barbara Feldon, with their shoe phones on Get Smart. Amidst a surplus of spy content in the 1960s, Get Smart stood out as a family-friendly show that combined laughs with espionage. Don Adams, the star, enjoyed filming action scenes, but they often ended up being cut from the final episodes, as revealed by executive producer Leonard B. Stern. Number 32. Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood on the set of For a Few Dollars More. Van Cleef's character was almost played by Charles Bronson. Clint Eastwood's spaghetti western trilogy, considered a pinnacle of the genre, almost didn't happen. Filming A Fistful of Dollars in Italy was a risky move for Eastwood, who wanted to transition from TV. The producers initially considered Charles Bronson and others for the lead role, but Eastwood took the chance. Number 31. Natalie Wood poses for the camera at an amusement park during her brief retirement in the 1970s. In the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, Natalie Wood achieved great success in her career. In the 70s, she took a break and reconnected with Robert Wagner, her partner. They had a child together in 1974. Number 30. The Monkees with their award for Outstanding Comedy at the 1967 Emmys. The Monkees were initially seen as a passing fad, but they have proven their lasting appeal. At the 1967 Emmys, they won awards for direction and outstanding comedy. The series had surreal comedy that baffled critics but was highly entertaining. Number 29. John Ritter. Groovy shirt and flashing his pearly whites. 1970s. John Ritter's on-screen presence was a delight. His constant mischievous smile revealed his enjoyment in front of the camera. Despite being on Three's Company, he never showed any unhappiness about being on a sitcom. Instead, he fully appreciated the opportunity. Number 28. Joan Jett, Deborah Harry, David Johansen, and Joey Ramone in a punk magazine photograph from 1977. New York in 1977 was the place to be. Bands like the Ramones, Blondie, and the New York Dolls were blowing up the scene and changing rock and pop forever. So much has been said of that era. Number 27. Italian actress Gina Lollobrigida was one of the highest-profile European actresses of the 1950s and early 1960s. Gina Lollobrigida has lived an incredibly remarkable life. Being one of Italy's most renowned actresses, she has disregarded the American film industry, explored the globe, and engaged in a lengthy rivalry with Sophia Loren. Number 26. Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson in 1969. This flutist has been rocking with Jethro Tull since the early 1960s, but they didn't settle on a name until 1967. Struggling to find gigs, they changed their names multiple times. Eventually, in 1968, their agent gave them the name Jethro Tull, and it stuck. They had a few decades to sort out the name issue, thankfully. Number 25. Tanya Tucker standing in the dugout during a Kenny Rogers celebrity softball game in 1977. While Tanya Tucker may not be the first name that comes to mind in relation to outlaw country, her early success in the genre makes her worthy of being included alongside icons like Willie and Waylon. This photo, taken before she turned 20, clearly depicts Tucker embracing the outlaw lifestyle. Number 24. Aunt Esther Persad from the 1970s. Tired of dealing with annoying people? Get an Aunt Esther purse. It holds your stuff and doubles as a weapon. The purse's popularity and impact remain unknown, but hopefully actress LaWanda Page received some compensation. Number 23. High-waisted, hip-hugging bell-bottoms of the 70s. Bell-bottoms originated in the Navy, but by the 1970s they became popular beyond military circles. These denim pants were tight-fitting yet flared at the calf. Once considered unconventional, they eventually became a fashion staple. Number 22. Here's a groovy Raleigh chopper bike in this 1971 photo taken by Bill Zygmunt. The model is Annie Walker. If you grew up in England during the groovy era, you probably rode a Raleigh chopper, one of the coolest bikes ever made. While similar bikes existed in America, none gained the cult status of the chopper. Even without the internet, riders across the pond coveted these bikes. Collectors can still find them today, but they're expensive. Number 21. Don Knotts was McCulloch's go-kart ambassador in 1961. Don Knotts, during his 9-year stint on The Andy Griffith Show starting in 1961, displayed remarkable comfort at a go-kart track. Initially cast as the straight man, Knotts quickly switched roles with his co-star, and the series gained momentum. Number 20. Clint Eastwood reading to Mantis the orangutan on the set of Every Which Way But Loose, 1978. Clint Eastwood's career has taken some intriguing turns. From portraying cowboys for years, he transformed into a formidable tough guy, dispensing justice and witty remarks. Then came the unexpected twist when he almost missed the opportunity to film a movie with an orangutan. Number 19. Watch where you point those things. It's the bullet bra, 1955. After the war, fashion exploded, bringing about a variety of clothing styles. Among them, the bullet bra emerged as a memorable lingerie choice for women. This pointy bra was notorious for its exaggerated shape, seemingly destined to catch everyone's attention. Number 18. Heather Locklear and Tom Cruise dated each other for 6 months in 1982. In 1982, Tom Cruise wasn't yet the biggest star in the world. He'd only appeared in a couple of movies at the time, but he was still a major babe. After meeting Locklear at an audition, the two went out for a few months. But according to the Melrose Place actress, Cruz was super embarrassing to hang out with. Number 17. Leon Russell and a beardless Willie Nelson, 1979. Willie Nelson, after revitalizing his career in Texas, embarked on a relentless tour with his band, the Rolling Smoke Revue. Rolling Stone revealed that they all adopted pseudonyms, with Nelson going by Fast Eddie, his manager as Prudy, and his bodyguard as Snake. Number 16. Marilyn Monroe on the balcony of the Ambassador Hotel in New York, 1955. In 1955, Marilyn Monroe achieved immense success with the 7-Year Itch. She prioritized her craft by studying under Lee Strasberg at the Actors Studio, where she was recognized as more than just a blonde actor. Number 15. Jimi Hendrix enlisted in the Army in 1961 and was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division, where he was stationed at Fort Campbell in Kentucky. Before becoming immersed in the world of music, Jimi Hendrix briefly served in the Army, donning all-green attire. Given the choice between jail time or military enlistment after getting into trouble for car theft, he chose the latter. Number 14. Janis Joplin hanging out and catching some rays during the summer of 1970, just months before her untimely death. Janis Joplin, known for her rock and roll lifestyle and love for Southern comfort, captivated audiences with her powerful voice and onstage charisma. However, behind the scenes, she led a solitary life. Number 13. Carrie Fisher and John Belushi in between one of their wild parties on the set of the Blues Brothers film, 1980. After the triumph of Star Wars, Carrie Fisher made an unexpected choice. Instead of pursuing a leading role, she joined the Blues Brothers as Jake Blues' vengeful ex-fiancée. On set, the cast skipped the usual rest and relaxation routine, opting to party all night in their own blues bar. Number 12. A young Don Rickles in his Navy whites. He enlisted in the United States Navy after graduating from high school and served during World War II. Don Rickles, known as a legendary entertainer and quick-witted comedian, also served in the Navy during World War II. Enlisting as a seaman first class, he served on the USS Cyrene in the Philippines from 1944 to 1946. Number 11. Did someone say pink? For some odd reason, Volvo decided to follow up the famous two-door coupe P1800 with a peculiar, compact station wagon. This was a stylish choice for small families in the early 1970s, but its limited production resulted in few sightings. Number 10. Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees receives an award for being Best Dressed Personality of the Year from actress Cy Chin at Carnaby Street in London, 1969. Barry Gibb has been a fashion icon throughout his career with the Bee Gees, from his early years to the disco era and his current Silver Fox phase. While his outfits are impressive, it's his confidence that truly makes them stand out. Number 9. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. Jim Morrison, 1967. At just 23 years old, Jim Morrison and the Doors performed Light My Fire on The Ed Sullivan Show, resulting in their banishment from the show due to refusing to alter the song's lyrics. Despite this, the band skyrocketed to superstardom. Number 8. People standing in line for the premiere of Star Wars in 1977. Today, it's almost expected that a new Star Wars movie will generate an enormous amount of money during its opening weekend. However, back in 1977, 20th Century Fox faced difficulties in getting the movie into theaters, let alone predicting its financial success. Number 7. Margaret continued riding Triumphs and Harleys. She was forbidden from bringing her bike on tour, and despite being an experienced rider, she has experienced numerous falls. In 2000, she was even involved in a motorcycle accident that resulted in 3 broken ribs and a fractured left shoulder. Number 6. Olivia Newton-John looking groovy in the 1970s. Olivia Newton-John, the embodiment of goodness in the 1970s, faced criticism for her pristine image and catchy music. In a 1978 interview with Rolling Stone, she was confronted with Randy Newman's quote questioning the immense popularity of her song, "I Honestly Love You," deeming it boring. Number 5. The one and only Elvis Aaron Presley. Do you have a preferred Elvis karate technique? While Elvis took his karate studies seriously, he remained true to his charismatic self in the dojo. Master Kang Ree, who trained Elvis, revealed that the king would often wear boots during practice and insisted on training with real weapons. Number 4. Anne Margaret back in the day. She didn't let a nasty motorcycle accident stop her. The Swedish-born American actress is famous for her roles in Viva Las Vegas alongside Elvis, and as Anne Margrock in an episode of The Flintstones. However, her true passion lies in riding motorcycles. Number 3. Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan smiling out of the wrestling ring in the 1980s. Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan had a captivating in-ring rivalry that spanned the 1980s. They wrestled over 20 times between 1980 and 1983 for WWF and NJPW, and their feud reached new heights at WrestleMania 3 in 1987. Number 2. Jack Nicholson was terrified of running into Michelle Phillips' ex-boyfriend. Before becoming a known Lakers fan, Jack Nicholson struggled as a character actor in Los Angeles. In 1969, he made a significant leap with a supporting role in Easy Rider, leading to his career-defining role in 5 Easy Pieces. Number 1. Howard Hughes designed a special bra for Jane Russell to wear in The Outlaw, a 1943 American Western film. During the filming of The Outlaw, Howard Hughes, known for his innovative contributions to cinema, designed a special bra for Jane Russell to enhance her bust. However, Russell quickly abandoned the Hughes contraption, opting instead for a regular bra stuffed with tissue and tightened straps. And that concludes our top 60 list. These unedited photographs capture the essence of an era frozen in time. Each frame holds stories and whispers from the golden age of cinema. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.